Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Arknights music reaction. Today we have the Lunar New Year theme, Yanking, which is a questionable name, but I'll let it slide because I'm sure this song is going to be a vibe. I saw a passing comment that this is like another character's response to the diss track from Emperor, so that makes me think that Rat Dude on the screen is going to be trying to fight back with some heavy words, and I'm very intrigued to whatever those might be. So without further ado, let's go. All right. This is gonna definitely go hard. I can already hear it going hard. It's barely started. I can feel exactly where the beat's gonna go. All right. I like this like tremolo on the synth. Ooh. Ooh. I don't understand a word bro is saying, but it's cold as ice. Ooh. The instrumental layering on this one too. We'll get there. Ooh. Playing around with both ears, having that separation. That texture moving between the headphones was very much appreciated. I love being flossed by a tambourine. I am adoring this like backstreet level beat going on here. This feels so like graffiti. Clean but just dirty enough. Also, his flow actually really solid. It's like I might not know what he's saying, but the syllable placement is just top tier. I'm gonna see if there's lyrics to this afterwards. I'm not sure if there is, at least in English yet. The way he accents his consonants are so strong. Yo. Ooh, that's like that's a synth bass for sure. I almost said sub bass. That's a wet bass. That's a little sloppy in a good way. Why aren't more like hip-hop beats like this? Feel good ink ass ending there. So the part in the beginning where it was kind of layering a bunch of things together, it had a little bit of like a chug on electric guitar. It had this bamboo flute sound in there. It just had a lot of texture as well. There was a lot of percussive things being played around. And it's just, it's so, again, back to that thought of it being so clean yet so gritty. It just had just enough filth It was like a street that hadn't gotten cleaned overnight, which works extremely well for like a street age beat with rap on it. It's just that's so good. And again, his consonants were so clean and aggressive. There was a lot of weight behind it. So even though I couldn't understand what he was saying per se, it really sent that level of body on it. It really felt heavy. It felt like every word carried a purpose because the performance mattered. And that's exactly what happened here. I felt the performance. I also did look up lyrics, the translation at least. It was a rough translation because of Google, but it's either way, it definitely translates to this guy being some degree of a like mob boss figure, a gang leader, and is just basically sending out a general warning like, hey, watch your back, don't be an asshole. And otherwise, I'll find you, or someone I know will find you if you catch my drift. So, like, watch your shit. That makes a lot of sense, actually, because it fits with his whole physique, his whole style. The way that he was putting weight on every single word had a lot of gravitas to it. So that all factors in. And again, I felt that even though I didn't know what was being said, I figured it was some sort of a threat, or at very least a warning of like, hey, don't front me, bro. So there's a lot to love about this one. The lyrics, again, were kind of a poor translation, so I'm not gonna assume that all of them are entirely accurate. Back on the production side of things, I really like that synth that was thrown in here, that like wah, wah, that like dig in there at a pitch bend. It was just a nice accentual thing. It really built up the rest of the sound around it. It never lets you drop the beat, so to speak. It lets you carry it through to the next phrase every single time. So his words, while carrying all that weight, never lost their support underneath. That one synth did a lot of lifting. And even though he's doing plenty himself with the lyrics here and the performance overall, those sorts of like musical elements under it that support everything under what he's saying helps carry it along, and it just works so well. There's so much to like about this beat. I really wish that we had more songs with this style in beat underneath them instead of the more generic stuff that we get on the radio these days, because that is so much fun. That's a beat that I would love to hear. It kind of reminded me of like Jet Set Radio and like that graffiti era again. I've had a few songs from Arknights that have reminded me of that era of music, and this is another one. It feels like it has that same flavor that the music producers for Jet Set Radio had when they were making their songs and messing around with their sounds and their styles. Title is a little bit sus in English, but you know, I'll let that slide again. I assume it's a reference to something. Maybe this guy's name is Jan and he's the king of the streets, something like that. But either way, that's kind of a digression. But I think that's about all I got to say for this one. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you want me to be yapping about another song, leave it down in the comments below and I will do my best to get to it. Otherwise, you want to follow me and support me, that's all up to you, and I will let you do that at your own free will. I'm not your dad. And if you do, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!